Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about if Rise of the Tomb Raider is still living up to what it was nearly 3 years ago. So I think Rise of the Tomb Raider was definitely a highlight for me for 2015 and 2016. It was probably one of the best games that was released at the end of 2015. It was shadowed by Fallout 4, but I do think by 2016 it was doing very well when all the DLC came out and went on PlayStation. But even at that, I think it was better than Fallout 4. You know, I watched a lot of Fallout 4 and I was like, this is just this boring. Like, if you play Rise, you're like, this is an experience. When I finished Rise of the Tomb Raider, I started again straight away. I was like, I want to play again, you know? Then I went off and played the reboot and Rise again. I'd finished Rise 3 times 2 months after I got the game. I was hooked, and like I'm still playing it now. I play it twice a year for fun now. This is my second go this year, and it's been 3 weeks. I can safely say it's probably the best game I've ever played, besides the 2013 reboot, which was amazing. It very much lives up to what it was. It did it very well. You know, the sales now from the reboot between the two games are 33 million, which is insane. I think the reboot sold like 17 million or something. It sold amazing. The new one has done a lot. It sold out for like 2 million on the Xbox, a couple million on PC, and a lot on PlayStation. Like, it did very well on PlayStation, which is to be expected with a game that good and that anticipated. But obviously then 2016 had Baba Yaga, Cold Darkness, all the outfits, Blood Ties, Endurance. I think that was actually 2015. No, that was 2016. Endurance mode, Laura's Nightmare, and the Ultimate Survivor difficulty. So it had a lot. They added so much into that game that, you know, it was hard not to want to replay it. But then there wasn't really anything in 2017. That was just kind of around the time the next game was leaking a lot. But for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, now the announcement's in 6 days. The gameplay trailer, what we're gonna see. I don't want this game to look like Rise. Alright? Rise of the Tomb Raider was a beautiful game. I want this game to up that, you know? I loved Rise of the Tomb Raider because the graphics were fantastic. But the reason that game took around less than 2 years to make, you could see that because there was not a lot of work put onto the backgrounds in maps. You know, they just kind of built the levels like, oh, throw a mountain here. You know, I didn't really understand how the map was working, how like Laura looked over and saw the ruins, ran, and like here's like the ruins are in front of her and she falls off the side and she goes that way and the ruins are here, and then she's like, oh, I'm here, and then she comes back and like, oh, I'm at the ruins now. Like, that made no sense to me. How did she not see the Soviet installation while she was looking at the ruins? The installation's before the ruins if the game is how it plays. But then you could, I don't know. And then the mountain that she fell off is literally like this high. Like, here she is, and then the mountain's up here if you look at it properly and get outside the map. I don't understand that. And then in levels like pits you'd fall down, you can literally see outside the map in loads of places, and the amount of out-of-bounds parts of this game were, you know, this is literally the only bad part. The collectibles are very cluttered, like very cluttered. I think if they should have extended the map a lot, and there should have been like a replay level where you could like go back up to the mountain and all that. That would have been cool, but you know, they couldn't do that. But yeah, Shadow, it is set in Mexico. It's around the Mayan culture, so it's kind of like Underworld. I hope they bring back like survival caches and all that, but they won't be able to though, because like the monoliths they only spoke like Greek in Mayan times, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was Greek. I wouldn't know. So like you know, they have a lot to work with the Amazon in Mexico. They have a lot they could work with in this game. I honestly, this is my hair today. I hope I hope they update Tress effects as well. Tress effects was great in both games. the definitive edition of Tomb Raider and Rise. I love the dress effects. Now, the one in Rise was a bit more dull looking in the game instead of cutscenes. The definitive edition was more realistic looking but not moving. So, up like that. I think if they took like the look from the definitive edition and the physics from Rise, the hair would work so good. Um, the next point would be the maps. The map compared from definitive edition to Rise, there was a massive difference. It was the hubs, like there was the installation and the geothermal valley were the main hubs, and they were huge compared to the mountain village and the beach from the last one. They were major differences. The beach in the last one was probably the same size as like half the installation area, which was, that's a big difference. I hope this one also, I hope she adds more to her arsenal. I hope like the grapple axe comes back. I think in the next game she's obviously gonna have the bow, her pistol, her picks, and probably the grapple axe straight away, and maybe the rope powers as well will probably be straight away. But I think she'll gradually get the shotgun and the rifle, which is a cool what, if you are just new to the series and you're starting with this game, it's a very good, smooth transition into the new weapons. I don't want dual pistols, by the way. That's, this is a new timeline. The dual pistols are part of the old Lara. This is the Lara that's more resourceful, and having two pistols is not the only thing that's gonna help her. Be real though, the dual pistols were not like the smartest ideal weapon to only have with a grapple. At least in the new one, she's having shotguns and like rifles and bow and arrow with like 3 different types of, one's like silent fire, explosive, smart, and poison and armor piercing. I hope in this one, the next one as well, it's longer. Rise is over 50 hours long. The reboot is 20. I want at least a 60 or 70-hour game. Now, they could do that. This game's been in works for nearly 3 years, so the story is going to be pretty big, and this game is going to be phenomenal. It's the end of the reboot, but I think if they do make games after this, they'll use just Lara, but make her more badass. But this is all I'm going to say. I'll probably do a part 2 about what I want the story and all that to be like before it's announced. I hope this video better come out before the announcement. This is just my predictions. I don't know. See you in the next one. Goodbye.